Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. And today, guys, I've got something really cool that came in the mail today. And this is what happens when you order from Shout Factory. You know, you get your stuff in early. At least that's how it's supposed to work, unlike it did with the Halloween 4Ks that I got last October. So, yes, I got the Escape from New York 4K in, and again, this is like a week early, actually 8 days early. And what we're going to do in this video, guys, we're going to do this unboxing of Escape from New York 4K. I got the vinyl, I got the poster, I didn't get the pins, but we're going to do the unboxing. Then I'm going to go watch the thing. I'm going to watch the special features, all that stuff, and then I'm going to come back and do a review. I'm going to do a review on the movie and the 4K transfer. This is going to be like an all-in-one video, so I'm very excited to do this. But yes, I got the Escape from New York poster right here. Should I take this out? Should I take this? I really don't want to take it out. I think I'm going to leave it in because I got a lot of other Scream Factory posters that'll still in. Oh, maybe I should stand it up straight so it doesn't fall everywhere, but I'm very excited. Very excited. So yeah, they have the Scream Factory wrap in there. I very rarely order from Shout Factory, but yeah, I'm glad it actually came in early. Like that rarely ever happens with me. But yeah, a week early. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's get this out of this big old fat bubble wrap. And this is the first time that I've ever ordered a vinyl. So look at this thing. Look at that. Is that Kurt Russell's body right there? Jeez Louise. Look at this thing. That is really cool. All right, so let's take this out. I don't know how I guess the 4K's in with the vinyl. Is that how it's supposed to work? All right, here we go. Okay, so I want you guys to see this. So I don't want to do the table unboxing. I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's take this out. I'll show you all the back, and then underneath of it is the 4K. Okay, but yeah, the vinyl. Should I take the vinyl out? Okay, it's in a sleeve. Again, I haven't collected. Look at that. Look at that. Is that just like a couple songs, I guess? Yeah, I think it's just a couple songs. So nothing like too crazy or anything. This is why I didn't worry about it with the Halloween 4Ks, because I knew what it was. But I wanted to try it out, so I figured I would try it with the Escape from New York. I don't know if I should touch this vinyl, but I've got to show it to you guys. Because it's like it's all painted and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to show it off. Okay, I think this is okay. Look at that. Look at that thing. I'm so deathly afraid I'm going to drop this right now. I'm so afraid. Okay, look, we're going to set this down. We're going to set this down. Okay, let's put it to the side. Let's get into this 4K collector set. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. It's a beautiful cover. I know it's the original poster, but God, I like it. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of digging the fact that Scream Factory is just using the original poster for their 4Ks. I'm kind of digging that. I like it. I'm going to be honest. I like the banner at the top. I'm digging the look. I'm digging the look. So yeah, and I mean, it makes it feel different from the original versions. Now, one thing I will say is I wish the original Scream Factory cover art was a reversible cover art, which it could be, but I know they didn't do that with some of their past 4K releases. But yeah, this is a 3-disc set. Okay. Show y'all right here, and I might do another little unboxing when I get to the actual review, but I don't know, this is probably good enough. But yeah, it's cool. Look at that. Look at that. Let's open this thing up, and right there, guys, you got the 4K Ultra HD. Cool artwork on that. Does the original one have this cool artwork? And you have the Blu-ray and the Blu-ray with the special features, so definitely cool. And let's see. No reversible cover. See, that is kind of lame. That is kind of lame, I will admit. No reversible cover art. But yeah, this is a 3-disc set. This is super nice. I have not seen Escape from New York in years, probably since I was a kid. So I'm very excited to dig into this one to rewatch it. Let's see how long this is. 98 minutes. So yeah, we're going to go watch the film. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to get my thoughts on it, and I'm going to get my thoughts on the 4K transfer. It's going to be a full-on review unboxing video. I hope you guys are ready. Let's go. All right, guys, so I'm back, and I just finished watching Escape from New York on 4K. And yeah, I'm here to give you my raw unfiltered thoughts on this one. I just finished watching it. I'll say right off the bat, I really loved this movie. I loved it a lot. As being a big John Carpenter fan and being a fan of, you know, of course, Halloween, The Thing, Christine, like The Fog even. I'm not the biggest fan of The Fog, but I do enjoy The Fog. Just that time period for Carpenter. This felt like such a late 70s, early 80s, like John Carpenter horror movie. But it wasn't a horror movie, like it was something different, but there was definitely those, it felt like a horror movie, just felt like the John Carpenter horror movie from the 80s. So I really enjoyed it in that respect. But again, it's not a horror film, but it has like all the actors from a lot of different John Carpenter movies like Halloween, and you know, you got Tom Atkins from Halloween 3. So yeah, I really love this movie a lot. But yeah, Kurt Russell's absolutely phenomenal in this movie. I don't know when like Kurt Russell caught on as a star, but I have to imagine it was probably with this movie, correct? Because he did this one before he even did The Thing, because it was 1 year earlier. But he's absolutely phenomenal as Snake Plissken's. I love him in this role. He's so badass, so charismatic. Kurt Russell, man, was there ever a time where he wasn't great? Because if this was like one of his first films, like, he is so good in this movie. He's so good in The Thing as well. Absolutely loved him in this movie. Like I said, it's got all the Halloween people in it. It's got Donald Pleasance playing the president. You got Tom Atkins in this movie. You got Lee Van Cleef in this film, which I just watched the Dollars trilogy earlier this year. So I was so excited to see him show up because I had no idea he was in this movie, and he was great in the film as well. Again, you had Harry Dean Stanton in this film. You had Adrienne Barbeau. You got Sheriff Brackett. I don't know the actor's actual name off the top of my head. He was in this film. So many people. The guy from, again, I forget I'm so bad with names. Again, this is off the cuff completely. Ernest Borgnine, I guess is his name. I'm sure I'm saying his name, mispronouncing his name, but Borgnine, who was in The Wild Bunch, which is another Western movie that I watched. Isaac Hayes is in this movie, chef from South Park, and yeah, this was a hell of a movie. But let's get into it. So first off, I love how the movie opens. You know, it just explains the world. It brings you into here. And you know exactly what's going on. You know the situation, you know the circumstances. The plot is pretty cut and dry. And then you just get to live in this world for an hour and a half and just kind of go through this story with Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken's. And I love how it's set up. Again, I love the atmosphere in this film. It's very horror type atmosphere without it actually being a horror film. Some really good action sequences in this film. I love how the movie operates so well within its budget constraints, because you can tell this movie isn't going as far as it probably could have with a higher budget. But I don't mind the stuff like the plane crash. It's implied that the plane crashes, but you never see the plane actually crashing. But the way that they show it, just showing it on the radar, just kind of going into the digital building, it's all done on these like old computers and stuff, was honestly more impactful because you didn't get to actually see it crash, but you could just actually imagine what happened. And I have to imagine, like, again, this movie came out 20 years before 9/11, but like, how much does that resonate like with culture now, like going back and watching this movie, like a plane crashing into a building in New York City? Like, that's crazy that, you know, that actually ends up happening. Like, that doesn't crash into the World Trade Center, but there are very important scenes in this movie that take place on the World Trade Center. He lands that glider right on top of the World Trade Center, and I love that whole sequence as well. Yeah, this movie, to be honest, it really blew me away. It really blew me away. I did not expect to like this movie as much as I actually ended up. I was like, okay, this is probably, you know, a fun, you know, action film from the 80s. I'm sure John Carpenter did a good job. I'm sure, you know, Kurt Russell's good in it, but I did not expect this movie to blow me away like it did. I love everything about it. Like I said, I love the atmosphere of this movie. I love all the characters in this film. I love all the performances in this film. I just love how the story's set up with him only having 24 hours, and it's like a timetables type thing. And he's got the injection in him, the things that are gonna you know, blow up inside of him if he doesn't get the president out in enough time. I love all of it. I loved everything about this movie. It was shot so incredibly well. Again, like I love how it operates within its budget. It's so good. it doesn't really take away from it, but you can tell it was made on a shoestring budget, which in the special features they talk about, it was made for $5 million. But you can tell that the budget was low, but that didn't really make it any less of a great movie, if that makes any sense. Like when they first like show the New York City skyline, you can tell how fake that is and how painted that is. And again, that kind of goes into both the strength and the weakness of the 4K transfer, because the 4K transfer is so stellar on this, but you can really tell that those are like sets and models that they're using, which again, they go into how they made all this stuff in the special features. Is all super interesting. But you can really, you know, tell with that 4K transfer how fake and not real everything appears in this movie. But yeah, that skyline just, but I love it though. I just love it. I know, and I can tell it's fake, but I love how it looks and how it looks within this movie and film. I just think it all works so incredibly well. The score in this movie by John Carpenter has got to be right now one of my favorite John Carpenter scores. I can't get it out of my head since I mean, I just finished watching it, but I was just like, it's just ingrained in my brain right now. I just absolutely love the score in this movie. It is such an early 80s, like John Carpenter style score, just that synth wave. It reminds me a little bit of Halloween 3, which is probably my favorite John Carpenter score. It just has all of those little John Carpenter isms and tinges in it, but it's also like completely original, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm trying to think of different, the cinematography by Dean Cundey in this movie is phenomenal. Again, all the performances, everything about this movie just completely delivered for me. I'm trying to think of any negatives about it. It kind of slows down a little bit for me in certain spots and isn't as exciting as like the beginning. I think it really starts off well and really picks up well, and really gets you into the story. And again, it places you in this world, and you know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what the stakes are. You know what the circumstances are. You know what needs to be done. I like how it kind of lays everything out there for you. Everything's pretty cut and dry. But you know, you get into some of the, like the wrestling stuff, I was kind of taken out of that a little bit. So there's parts of the movie that slow down a little bit. This isn't what I would say is a perfect movie. It's not the best John Carpenter movie, at least not to me, but it's a really solid movie. It's a really great movie. I absolutely loved it. Loved my time with it. I was just completely locked in. I was sucked into this movie the whole time, and I love it when a movie does that. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I've actually seen this one. I know I said in the opening when I was unboxing this that I think I saw it when I was a kid. Maybe that was Escape from LA while I was watching, because I remembered almost nothing about this movie. But yeah, I love the movie. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really great. Now let's get into, you know, what I'm sure you guys really want to know. And that's how's the 4K transfer. So what I will say right off the bat, if you own the Studio Canal version, you have the transfer for this movie. This is the exact same transfer. It even says it on the back, 4K restoration by Studio Canal. So the transfer is phenomenal, great detail. Again, like I said, it's so good that it almost works as a detriment to the film in a way. Again, I like it. I like that you can notice that it's a model and all that stuff. It just adds to the charm of the film for me. But you can really notice how fake the New York City skyline's like painted on. And again, you can just notice stuff like the glider and how it moves, the helicopter scene where it comes in. You can just really notice that stuff. But yeah, there's some stunning sequences in this when Kurt Russell's walking down the New York City streets, and you have those street lights and how the lights are reflecting off the water on the ground and the puddles. Like all of that stuff looks absolutely phenomenal. Like there's some great vibrancy in the colors in this movie. The facial detail is absolutely spectacular in this film with the 4K. So can't say good enough. A lot of this movie's at night, set at night in the dark. So the black levels, just the contrast of everything is absolutely perfect. I cannot say anything bad about this transfer. I think it's a great, phenomenal 4K transfer. So you also get the Blu-ray with the 4K scan in this. So the 4K, you know, you get the regular 4K and then you get the Blu-ray with the 4K scan, but it's not on a 4K disc, which, you know, I didn't pop in and check that one out, but I'm sure it looks great. And that's a definite upgrade from the first Scream Factory release of Escape from New York that came out in 2015, because that was just a 2K scan, and this one is a 4K scan. Now, what makes this one worth it is the fact that with this, you get the Dolby Atmos, which you did not get that with the Studio Canal version. So you actually have Dolby Atmos with this set. And you got a ton of audio options with this set. You got a lot of stuff, 7.1 DTS, 5.1 DTS mono. Like there's tons of audio options, so many audio options with this set. But yeah, this is really great. Again, the 4K transfer is spectacular. You get more audio options. So I would say that if you're gonna buy the 4K and you haven't bought one yet, definitely buy the Screen Factory version of this. Again, I'm going to link this down below for purchase for you guys if you want to check it out. But all the special features are special features that were in this set before, and you do get it on a separate disc, the special features disc. I did watch at least 3 of the special features because I don't know, there was something about this movie. I'm not always into watching special features, but for some reason I just got so wrapped up in this film that I wanted to know more about it. So I watched all those special features and I learned how they built the models. Also learned that James Cameron worked on this movie, which was super awesome. I actually listened to about 30 to 40 minutes of the audio commentary. Again, I'm not a big audio commentary guy, but I could probably sit there and listen to John Carpenter and Kurt Russell talk all day because it was awesome just hearing them talk. But again, I had to get in here and shoot this review, so I couldn't watch the movie all over again. But I listened to about 30, 40 minutes of that, and it was super interesting. It felt like that audio commentary between the two of them was done about 14 or 15 years after this. So that was probably from, I don't know what that would be from. They didn't do audio commentaries on VHS, so maybe they just did it. Did it come out on Laserdisc? Maybe it was on the Laserdisc. I don't know if they had the audio commentaries on there or not, but yeah, great special features with some great stuff. But yeah, just all kinds of great interviews, theatrical trailers, you know, featurettes. It's just like 3 audio commentaries are in this set as well. You get audio commentary with Deborah Hill and Joe Alvis, audio commentary with Adrienne Barbeau and Dean Cundy. So again, tons of stuff that I didn't even get a chance to dig into. But guys, first experience with this 4K from Screen Factory. I'm so glad I got this. This movie is great. I need to do a John Carpenter ranking at some point. I don't know where I would put all of those films. I love so many of them, but Escape from New York is a absolutely phenomenal film, and I'm so glad that I now own it on 4K. So appreciate you guys watching this video, this unboxing, this review of the new Escape from New York release from Screen Factory. Again, I will be leaving the link for purchase down below. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. I do all kinds of physical media content on this channel that I think you'll really enjoy. Also hit the like button and leave me a comment down below if you plan on picking up this release, and just what do you think of this movie in general? Do you feel the same way I do? Is it not one of your favorite Carpenter films? Let me know in the comment section below. Also turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.